to align to some degree all the tools we're finding, all the codes, all the package applications, the accelerators, the IP, the frameworks, methodologies, and covers to some degree the full software testing life cycle, but they're all standalone tools. So again, that's been sort of the issue. The only thing that I thought was going to change in this industry was model-based testing. I thought that was a brilliant sort of concept and software. We're starting with the UML codes and identify the business processes, integrating into the HP's QTP of this world. I thought that was going to be brilliant. Here you go, you've got the same graph in front of you. But looking at the adoption rate, it has not been that successful. So beautiful solution, but the roadblocker seems to be the creation and maintenance of UML diagrams. I understand. So a big disappointment, and again, I was completely wrong in my perception. Okay, let's talk about, I've been sort of complaining about these accelerators. They're wonderful, but at the same time they're fragmented, they're a point solution. And what we're finding though is quite a number of vendors have actually started integrating those open source software, those codes, and those accelerators. And that creates platforms. So again, the role of platforms is nothing but trying to automate the full testing life cycle. And we found those platforms into DevOps. Now they're starting to be mature. We've got, we can see track records of 3 years, pretty much with client example. Fantastic. And the latest ones being in UX, we're starting to see them in user experience. So this is a new thing though. And talking specifically about DevOps, what we've seen is currently the technology is from dev to ops. So let me explain that. So they've taken the tools, and now it's quite possible to automate up to deployment into the production environment, relying on the CA tools for automated release management into production. So we're starting to have a full testing and development life cycle that is automated. That's wonderful. And the current learning experience is currently at the analytics level, because once you've done that, it's wonderful, you've automated the deployment, testing as well. The big question is now, how do I learn from it? And we're starting to see activity around understanding data from the ITSM tools, so from the service desk service, try to look into the logs and see what's going on, looking at production logs, and also looking at, one is missing, production log, ITSM tools, and of course quality center, the quality defect management tools. So we're starting to see some offerings, some analytics around this, some work on machine learning about it. It's all the early days of trying to automate that understanding and going to root cause analysis. Again, early days, but this industry is fantastic for imagining the future. What we're not seeing those days yet is the ops to dev. So now that I've got that feedback, that understanding, this root cause analysis, how do I feed it back into the development or testing teams? That is not yet automated. It's still a work in progress. We think it's at the moment it's very human intensive. But again, this is quite impressive. I think this is 5 years ago we're not near side that thing. We were very far away from that kind of automation level. So fantastic. So I've talked about the benefits of the platforms. Again, sort of trying to automate the full testing life cycle and identifying functionality gaps. So they're wonderful, and they the benefits are they're pre-integrated, so you share the cost across clients. You don't have to deal with issues like expertise, like knowledge of those very specific niche tools. Fantastic, and you take care of all the integration work that needs to be done each time you have an update, an upgrade. It's something that sort of need to rethink your solution, your platform. The big question about platforms is business case, and what we've seen is, in the past, the accelerators provided by vendors like Signity, they were provided as part of the service. They are not being billed. There's no license attached to it. We like that. Now, with a number of vendors, we're starting to see that the vendors are trying to put a license on those platforms. Fantastic, you know, they're investing into it, so why not? At the same time, it's a bit of double punishment from our side, because you have to still buy the license cost of the tools, of the codes, plus an additional license on the platform. Fair enough, the economics can work sometimes, and they will work, but you know, this is about finding the right business case for it. So again, it's not, we think it's fantastic, but just need to have to look at the economics of it. The usual question about a vendor, a new platform, a new codes is the typical question, is there a vendor lock-in? And I put the question mark, so I don't think there is at this point. In testing, the only examples where we've seen vendor lock-in really is at the test script level, and maybe at the service virtualization level. But apart from that, I was not able to identify any vendor lock-in, so I think that's very positive. And also, you know, what is the roadmap, I suppose, is sort of the discussion point. And I think quite a lot of the vendors now are committing to invest in their platforms and also actually show a roadmap of what's going to happen in the next 1 to 2 to 3 years. So behaving a bit like more ISVs, like software vendors, and that's fantastic for us as well.